What's up, Raf Gang? Well, here it is, the settings video that I've been wanting to make you guys. This is for my G2 here. This is my GX, which has been fantastic for the last two years. I've made picture setting videos on this, but now I'm going to go through all the menu settings and the settings that I feel is probably best that you should take a look at. And yeah, I'll show you some HDR gaming, some SDR, regular TV, HDR TV shows or movie, and then some Dolby Vision as well, and then go through the gaming features as well for this incredible TV. It's the best TV I've ever owned, best TV I've ever seen is the G2. I love it, it's amazing. So of course we have Horizon Forbidden West PS5, and it's one of the showcases currently for this gen, and then of course God of War Ragnarok in a few weeks will be the new king, I believe, of PS5 graphics. So looking forward to it. Anyway guys, GX, you're amazing. You're going to be my secondary monitor and the brand new G2, of course. And if you want to see the unboxing video of this, definitely check out my previous videos on it. It's a lot of fun and it's incredible journey and story to get this one here. So without further ado guys, let me reposition the camera and go through it all with you. All right, hope you enjoy them. Hit that like button, subscribe, and then let me know if some questions or comments if you have as well. All right guys, let's get it. Okay guys, this is going to be SDR gaming, and let's go ahead and start with the menu here. And so first of all guys, the number one thing you do before anything else is turn off the the power saving feature, and that's going to be in the device self-care, energy savings, and off. That's number one before you even touch a setting. Turn that off guys to enable the maximum brightness of the panel. That's number one. For panel care, we want to make sure we have pixel or screen move is enabled. Low logo brightness dimming here for any kind of icons that remain on the screen for too long. Just a little bit of dimming around that area. Care recommendations is okay. Let's see, always of course make sure your software is up to date. That's always important. Make sure you click auto update so it automatically does it for you. Make sure you're current there. Let's see, what else do we got here? The AI service, you want to make sure all this is turned off for SDR gaming. Always ready. I haven't gone into that at all. Everything else should be pretty good. So when you're playing SDR games, of course you want to be in Game Optimizer. That's number one. For any aspect ratio, always select original setting and just scan to on. That way you're getting the maximum screen real estate. Nothing is zoomed in or cropped in. You're not losing anything. That's always original. All right, so go into advanced. For brightness, I'm using 90 pixel, 85 contrast, 50 black, 2.2 gamma. Auto for video range, motion care is off. For color, 55 depth, 0 tint, auto color gamut, and very important, the color temperature. Now for me, gaming, I like a mixture. I know a lot of people might have 30. That's a little too cool for me. And of course the recommended is always 50 for normal TV and movie content. But for gaming, it's a little bit too orangish for games. I still like to keep it a little more computerized. So I go a little halfway. I go 40 for a nice balance of cool and warm. For video games, I'm using 40 right now. And that, oh, it's clarity. Sharpness is at 10. That's basically a default for me. And of course everything else is uncheckable. I like 10. And check these off, no filmmaker, reduce light. And that's about it for that. Now since we are in Game Optimizer, we can bring up the Game Optimizer menu by just selecting the gear icon once on the remote. And that tells us we're on 60, VRR is off. Black stabilizer 10, low latency on. Dark room, I don't turn that on at all, even though I'm in a dark room in the basement. Game optimizer. Let's go into the extra game optimizer settings. Standard, of course, for me. There are some other options if you want to get into that. I'm not going to touch those. Blue light off, dark room off. For the input lag, I am using boost. I'm not sure if it's adding something, filters to get that boost, taking away something to get the boost. I have not done any comparisons between standard and boost. You know what, guys? I'm going to leave that off because OLED panels are already low input lag already. I don't believe you need to boost the input lag anymore because it's already amazing. So I feel like if I'm boosting something, I'm taking away something to get that boost, and I don't want to dabble into that. So I'm going to leave that standard. I don't want to touch anything. It's already an amazing panel anyway. Game dashboard turn on. AI game sound. If you guys are just using the speakers in the TV, of course, leave it on. Or leave it on. I'm using a home theater surround or my headphones, but then again, maybe it does help the EARC or ARC. I'll turn it on, whatever. You know what I mean? It's game optimizer. We want to game optimize everything. VRR and G-Sync, of course, is on, and AMD Premium FreeSync, of course, is on. That's about it. I haven't touched this fine thing here. So that's on the game portion. I think there's a picture portion here as well. And black stabilizer, white stabilizer, I'm not touching those. Just 1010. So that is my SDR game settings, guys. Let's go ahead and flip it on HDR. All right, guys, so when you do the adjust HDR for OLED, it goes 16 steps from darkest, or no, from brightest. From brightest all the way up, go down 16 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's it. Next, go to the brightest and go down 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's it. And then leave it at its darkest. All the way dark. Dark, dark, dark. That's it. All right. So now we are in HDR mode. HDR game mode, guys. Let's go ahead and hit the gear on the remote. And now we are in HDR select mode. Game optimizer, of course. Original aspect ratio. And now we're getting into my HDR game settings. Start with the brightness. We're going to be at 100 OLED, 100 contrast, 50 black level. Dynamic tone mapping, guys. HGIG. Now, there's been a lot of debate about this, and you know I've promoted HGIG for a couple of years now in gaming. If you want the brightest picture possible and the hell with detail in the background of these clouds, go ahead and throw it on and get your maximum brightness in a very bright room where you might not care about the clouds details in the background. But for me, slightly darker room, well, I'm in the basement, HGIG will highlight the highlights that needs to be, but also does not blow out any contrast. So you're not seeing any washed out white areas where you lose detail and say these clouds in the background. It just keeps that nice video game balance of everything. Even though this game might not be made in HGIG, it still benefits games like this. So I use HGIG. That's it. Motion range auto, eye care off. Now we go into color. 55, auto detect, white balance, warm 40, guys. A nice balance between cool and warm. Clarity, 10 sharpness, that's it. Always make sure, guys, the AI service, all this is off except for Sound Pro. It's because of the game optimizer. Then speaking of the game optimizer, go ahead and hit the gear once. Bring up your game menu here. You got 59 frames. VRR is on. Low latency on. Game optimizer, what do we got? Standard, darkroom off, standard input lag, dashboard, AI sound, let's go ahead and throw it on. VRR, FreeSync Premium, all activated. Now we go up to picture, and it should be the same of 10 and 10 for black and white. All right, guys, there it is. That is my HDR game settings. All right, guys, we're going to go with SDR content. So go ahead and hold the gear button down. So I'm going to choose cinema. I like cinema over filmmaker mode overall. I have not touched the ISF Expert Dark, Night, or Bright. I just think overall cinema is good. Original aspect, of course, and we're going to make sure that our AI service all off except for the sound, just because of the game optimizer. All right, so we go back to picture and go advanced settings. Brightness, we're going to be at 40. Now for me, I'm in a dark room. You guys can adjust this to the way you see fit. Contrast 85, 50 black level. Auto dynamic contrast is off. And I'm at gamma 2.2. I just feel like it gives it a little bit more rich picture than the 18, or 2.4, yeah. Color, 50 auto, white balance. Now, since we're looking at TV, right, we're going to keep it at warm 50. Warm 50 for TV, film, movies. All right, and then we back out of there. Now we're in clarity, 10 for sharpness like everything else. And this stuff here, guys, it's up to you if you want to put it on. The noise, the MPEG, smooth. I just leave it off. Real cinema on, and I'm choosing the cinematic movement versus the user selection. I'm just going to keep it at cinematic. Works for me. Looks good for me. Filmmaker mode off, reduce light off. All right, so that is SDR, guys, SDR. Now let's move on to some HDR. I'm just going off of YouTube. Go ahead and hold the gear button down. So we are on HDR Cinema Select here, HDR Cinema. Advanced settings, we have brightness of 100, contrast of 100, 50 black level, off dynamic contrast, dynamic tone mapping is on, peak brightness on. All right, for color, 50 color depth, auto, and white balance, we're at, again, warm 50 for movie, film, TV content. Clarity, we're going to be at 10 sharpness, of course. And for HDR stuff, I have low noise reduction. All this is on. It's on low. So I'm keeping it at low. Real cinema on. True motion off for me. This is YouTube. And what can I say other than stunning? Stunning picture, guys. All right, let's move on to some Dolby Vision. Now for Dolby Vision, we're going to Netflix. And we're just gonna pause it right there. Go ahead and hold the gear icon. And we're gonna be in Dolby Cinema. I'm using Cinema, not Cinema at Home. Cinema. Advanced settings, brightness, 100 OLED, 100 contrast, 50 black, peak brightness high. Normally with Dolby Vision, it's just default basically. 50 color depth, white balance, of course, is at 50 for the warm color temperature. Clarity, 10 sharpness, and this is all off. True motion is on cinematic movement. And make sure general, the AI service are all off except for the sound. So that is Dolby Vision. Oh, one thing, it's a trick, guys, if you want to go into a secret menu, just press the mute button a bunch of times. And that'll bring up the this hidden menu. It gives you the model number of your TV, serial number, version, and this is where you can choose some colored buttons here. What they do, auto power sync, show the logo when turning off. You can turn it on or off, and then the no image, turn that on or off there. Pretty cool, a secret menu there. Well, guys, there's my settings for HDR gaming, SDR gaming, HDR, and Dolby Vision. Let me know if it helps out for you guys. And there it is, the amazing G2 settings for the Rafcave. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. Remember, I'm in a dark room. All right, guys, have a good day. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share to see the next one. Home theater rules. LG OLED. Raf out. See ya.